We are what? We are who? We are what? Vibrant. We are who? 50 plus. Hi, welcome to Gray Lives on the Rise. I am your host, Professor Jamila Franklin, and we are coming to you from Oyende Enterprises, being sponsored by Jamila Sense, which is our product line of aromatherapy products that helps heal the mind, body, and soul. And we are bringing to you Alamaj's rebirthing program, as well as Jamila Sense and a host of wonderful programs that will help heal your body, heal your soul, and heal your mind. 50 plus people, we are here to stay. Gray Lives on the Rise. We are what? We are who? We are vibrant, and we are here to stay. Join us for our wonderful episodes. Thank you, and continue to look for our episodes weekly, being brought to you again from Oyende Enterprises and Jamila Sense. See you soon. Greetings, everyone. This is Professor Jamila Franklin. How are you?
We're doing amazing. How about you?
I am doing wonderfully well. Thank you. This is another episode of Great Lives on the Rise with me, the founder, Professor Jamila Franklin, and I have three beautiful ladies here today with you, and they're going to tell you their story. We have two generations of fabulous women, okay? Fabulous, fabulous women. Mary Salaam, raise your hand, beautiful lady.
Hello.
Mary Salaam is a woman who demonstrates a profound love for God and compassion for people. A native of Newnan, Georgia, Mary Salaam is an 85-year-old retired licensed practical nurse, certified Reiki master that I certify. She's one of my students. Isn't she wonderful? And foot detox and reflexologist. She enjoys reading, bowling, and yoga. Mary Salaam was brought up in the Christian faith and converted to Islam in 1975. She exemplifies a Muslim woman and lends herself to the work of uplifting the kingdom of Allah. Mary Salaam is a very instrumental part of the Muslim community. Currently, she is the chairperson for the Atlanta Masjid Health Service team, a board member of Beyond the Bell, serves as chaplain for the Love and Courage organization, a member of the Interfaith Outreach Program, and an honorary member of Sisters United and Human Services. Her motto is do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. That is so important, okay? Mary Salaam is a widow with 5 children, Robert, Diane, Deborah, Mary, and Renee. One of her daughters, Charlene, returned to Allah at the age of 5. She has 16 grandchildren, 24 great-grandchildren, and 1 great-great-grandchild. In addition to her own family, Mary Salaam is looked upon as the mother to many, to me too. I adopted her and her family. Around the Muslim community as they seek out her wisdom and kindness. Okay. So now, her namesake and her mini-me, Mary Hines. Raise your hand. Mary Hines is a native of Newnan, Georgia, and high school graduate of Newnan High School, class of 1978. She has over 20 years of baking experience, and after a successful career with the Federal Reserve Bank, she decided to redirect her efforts to the family business, which is the Hines Homes of Funerals, and enrolled in Gupton Jones College of Funeral Services. She received an associate degree in mortuary science in 2012 and became a licensed funeral director and embalmer. She's also an event planner and decorator. Her keys to success is you put God first, and she focuses on the 23rd Psalm for inspiration. Now, Diane Hines, the papers all messed up. Diane Hines is a native of Newnan, Georgia. and a high school graduate in the class of 1972. She was a retired, compassionate, certified nursing assistant with over 15 years of hospital and long-term care experience and mental health and substance abuse treatment. Diane Hines is currently a food service worker with 6 years of experience in food preparation. With certification, as the light was getting kind of hot. Oh, with food preparation and service with certification in Serve Safe. She enjoys cooking for her family and word search puzzle projects. She is a mother of 3 children and 6 grandchildren. Welcome, ladies. How are you today? And thank you for your patience.
You're amazing.
Wonderful. So let me start with my spiritual mother, Mary Salaam. Hello, love. How are you?
I'm fine, darling. How are you?
I'm doing extremely well now that I have my adopted spiritual family. I adopted them, everyone. They didn't adopt me. I adopted them. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem going around adopting people. So anyway, I call it Sister Mary or Mom Mary. She and I met when, how long ago was that? It was over 10 years ago.
About 20 years ago, maybe more. 25,
Yeah.
maybe 25 years ago, maybe.
This person here, and the title is Aging Gracefully. All these women are over 50 years old. They're over 60 years old. They're inching up towards 70. Don't they look good?
Yeah.
Okay. The melanin is really acting up in that family. It's showing out. So I want to have them tell their story. Diane is a person who has these vivid dreams, which are amazing. Sister Mary is this person who's a spiritualist. And when she and I connected, we started sharing stories. And Mary is the one who's an event planner who has an amazing life. And her granddaughter is very amazing. So this gene is passing on. So Sister Mary, I want you to talk about how you knew about your spiritual gifts. We're going to talk about different areas, but when did you come into your knowledge of spiritual knowing?
Which one you talking to? Mary to me?
Yes. When did you come into your knowing about your spiritual gifts?
Oh, that was quite a few years ago. I've always been a kind of unusual young girl. My grandmother said I was grown before my time because I never understood people. They just did I don't know, unnecessary things, you know. So I just never have understood. But as time went on, I got connected up with the church. After that, I came out of the church when my daughter got hit by a car because the preacher made the statement that if the mother or the father had been there, maybe this would not have happened. And I remember having this experience of something just kind of tapped me in the top of my head, just seemed to drain me. So I did not go back to church anymore, you know. It's a long story, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, I began to get more involved to learn about my spiritual self because I realized that we are spiritual beings operating in a physical body. And that's something that we doesn't kind of indulge in is our spiritual life because my grandmother used to always say that you need to love yourself, know yourself, and trust in she always said the good master upstairs, but you know, as I got older, I know she was talking about that energy that's outside of yourself. So now I call it by the name of Allah, and you know, we say God, Allah, just the Arabic word for God. But along the way, I've had a lot of spiritual experiences. It would take all day and 4 days and 5 days later for me to tell you my story. But
well, I know parts of your story. So what I'm going to do is tap into each one of you because I know parts of your story. I know that you were able, when you were still in the church, in the Christian church, you had the gift of prophecy. and you could touch people and you could feel what was going to happen to them. And you would get this information that you could share with them about what was coming through to you.
Yes, I used to have visions, and Almighty God would speak to me about things that was going to happen,
Mm-hmm.
and I know these things would come to pass. But when I would tell people, they, kind of get kind of apprehensive about it, but I knew it was going to happen. So
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot of that, years back. Uh, that was a time. I guess a lot of people said fortune telling, but it was just something, a spiritual gift that oh my God gave me. Because
Mm-hmm.
at that time I would do a lot of fasting. I would fast like 7 days straight, and
Mm-hmm.
I could just tell you what you was thinking, things would just come to me, and I could tell you. My daughter Diane could witness on that. I'll tell you a little story about what happened for her. I had gone uptown to buy me some shoes. And I came back with these nice little shoes. And she wanted to know, oh, Mama, I like them. I don't know if she remembered that or not. But so, Mama, I like them. I said, well, just go back up to the store called Kessley's and you'll find them. But she went up there and came back, couldn't find them. I said, just give me a chance. I just never take a minute. Go back and go up the stairs and look on the side in that box, and you're gonna come back with you some shoes. So she could testify, to things like that I would do along the way, and I would, go pray for people.
Yeah.
It's been a really spiritual journey for me. That's why
Mm-hmm.
I know that we are spiritual beings operating in a physical body, and we have power that we don't even know we got because we don't even study the body. The
Mm-hmm.
body is just like a car. You have to know the function of a car, and have to know the function of your body. But we don't study it. To
Very
see
true.
what caused it to continue to move and to operate and to keep us going. And
Yeah.
like people say, so well, what keep you what keep you going? I love myself. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember you telling me to always keep that little girl within yourself. Learn
Yes.
to make your own self happy. I don't look for you to make me happy. I know how to make my own self happy. I don't worry about what you do or you don't do because I know if you do anything that's outside of treating me right, it's going to come back to you. Because
Mm-hmm.
I always live by my grandmother's principles. My grandmother taught me well, and I have lived my life through the principles that my grandmother taught me. So
And that's
I,
really,
I have gone through some things, but Almighty God has brought me through, and I'm here today to say that life is beautiful. You just got to learn how to love yourself and not
yeah,
let other people bring pressure to you. You know, you can't bear
that's
nobody else's burdens. You
that's
got to
true.
bear yours.
And we're not supposed to do that anyway. People are here to live
No.
their own lives. We're to be guideposts for them, and then they are to take it from there. And Miss Diane, you're next, and then I'm coming to Mary Jr. So, Diane, you have these wonderful gifts. I know you've worked with people in the mental health profession, drug abuse, and all that. And I know one of your sons who's kind of like a little nephew to me, Bernard. Yeah, he's wonderful spirit, good heart, good heart. And he got it from his mom, right? So,
Right. And grandmom and everybody else.
yeah. So with you have talked about the visions that you have, and then you have some profound visions that were passed on to you from your mom. So what have your experiences been in short phrases so I can get to Mary? What have you experienced in terms of that?
My experience. Well, I always have believed in God. I never believed that you got no Jesus and nothing like that. I always figured that, we came from somewhere. My mama always have taught us, about the different things. We didn't fuss, we didn't fight, we didn't argue, we didn't do none of that when we was growing up. And then when I started working, I got connected with these kids, and it's just that way they come to me and discuss stuff with me. And I mean, I just love people. just love myself. I love my sisters, my brothers. It's just been amazing. Been having these dreams. Sometimes I would dream them like in foreign countries. And I told my mom I dreamed one time I was in this building. I don't know what was in milk or what, but it was just gold. The whole building just full of gold. And then you go outside, and I'm standing out here in the woods, and these little dark skinned children just running through it, goats, and I'm just here, there, and everywhere. I be traveling everywhere in my dreams, you know. I mean, I love God. He did so much for me, brought me a long way.
So what do you think your visions are telling you when you're having these? Because you inherited that gift from your mom. Why are you having these visions, do you think?
I don't know. I don't know why I'm having them, but I know I have them. Because I remember one time I had lost my neck, I had like a stone, and I was looking for my stone, couldn't find it. I was just looking everywhere. So I started smelling this marijuana. My children dad used to smoke marijuana all the time. I started smelling this marijuana. I said, so that Johnny. And it told me, Diane, you need to look in your drawer. And I looked in my drawer, it was right up under my, I had looked in that drawer several times and didn't find it. So, you know, it just happened. I don't know.
So now, because you're working with people as a caregiver sometimes in the food industry, have you been able to use your gifts of clairvoyance, because that's what that is, in your work? Can you sense certain things with people because of this extra sense that you have?
Yes, and a lot of people who I deal with working in a restaurant, they always be telling me, like one man coming out, he said, you got such a glow about yourself. You just, you know, they love my sense of humor, my spirit. They say I have a good spirit. And I just get along with people at my job. They just easy going, good tips too, girl.
Yeah, good.
I just love being around people.
Yeah, well, Mary Jr. is what I'm going to call you.
Yes, ma'am.
You've done some very interesting things. You were in the banking field. I didn't know that until I read your bio. Banking, and then you decided to become an embalmer and to join the family business of funeral homes. What led you from banking to funeral homes to event planning? You have three separate categories, which is amazing.
What led me from banking to funeral home services? As far as banking, I sort of got tired of that because I was working in the private banking department where you have to make six figures. I'm like, oh no, this is about to get on my nerve. They making too much money and we not a part of it. And no, they just felt like, oh, I got to go. This is too much. It's too much.
So you were like a private banker then?
Yes, I'm a private banker. I'm like, okay, you come in here to borrow $600,000 for a swimming pool to be in your backyard, and we can't even get a home, you know, for $30,000. So I'm like, this is too much. I gotta go. So my husband, he was going through some changes, and he was like, well, why don't you go to school to come and help me? And I'm like, dead people? Because I'm a lively person. I'm like, ugh. I said, okay, since it's to help you and try to enhance the family, let me try it. So I did, and it took like 18 months, and I stayed focused for the whole 18 months, didn't talk to nobody and do nothing. So I came out salutatorian, head of the class. Thank you very much. So then I went to with him, and I got there, and he going to say, now wait a minute, now you ain't gonna come in here changing things. I'm like, yeah. I said, well, I'm not trying to change, I'm trying to enhance it. And like, okay, I tell you what, when you're ready for a change, just call me and I'll be back. So that's when I started planning the parties and events, things like that. And I really love that.
Those are three separate careers, and I know been excellent in all three. And you have the gift, but it was passed down to your granddaughter. Because you have 5 grandchildren.
5, yes.
Yeah, and you have a set of twins. So one of
Yes.
the twins I met, and I know Mom Mary kept telling me, she said, Jamila, you had to meet Amora. You had to meet Amora. She has this gift and she can see things and hear things. I said, oh, so she has your gift. She said, yeah, and it's amazing. So I met her last Saturday and how old is she? 6? How old?
She's 6.
She's 6. So I have all of these amazing products. Spiritual sprays and all that worked. All my products worked. So I had my Peace Be Still cream, and I told her, I said, why don't you try it? She said, oh, okay. So she tried it. And then I said, rub it on your hands. She rubbed it on her hands. I said, okay, would you like for me to give you, a relaxation treatment? Because that's what I do. She said, mm-mm. So I asked her again, I said, would you like? She said, mm-mm. I said, okay, my ancestors and her ancestors are having a power. They're not communicating. I said, okay, little girl, it's okay. Okay, our ancestors are not meeting on the same page. It's okay. But so what have your experiences been with her and or yourself? Have you tapped into your spiritual gifts?
Have I tapped into my spiritual gifts?
I know she has. So you want to share something that she has experienced?
Trying to think, what have I experienced? Oh, Lord. Come on with me now.
Well, as you're thinking about you, what about her? What has she experienced?
Oh, she experienced, one day we was here at the house and she woke up. She was just playing with the air. She was just playing, laughing and talking and playing. And her mom like, who are you talking to? She's like, that lady. I'm like, what lady? She like, that lady. She got her breath smells like grown folk. Like grown folk stuff. And see, my grandmother used to drink a lot. We're like, oh, that's my grandmother. She's talking to my grandmother because she used to put down some alcohol. So she's like, she smell like grown folks. So that's with her. Let me see. Oh, and then me and her we was driving somewhere. She was sound asleep on the back seat of the car. Then all of a sudden she fell off the back seat. I'm like, Amor, you all right? She like, oh, I didn't even feel that. It's like I'm just in heaven. I like, okay. I heard that big thought back there. I thought she like, Lord, just like I was just floating in heaven. I'm like, okay, go back to sleep. So she's amazing. She is. And she speaks her mind.
Mm-hmm. So in Ghana, this is what they say, that the elders come through the babies. Like if someone crosses over, they said sometimes that spirit comes into the younger ones and they talk like the person who has transitioned. They know things that they shouldn't know, and they have a lot of wisdom. So it seems like from your mom, your mom's grandmother, your great grandmother, and all this was passed down through the genes, and it's something that's a gift. You either, because I can hear things, see things, know things, all of that. I do all of that, but and a lot of people have gifts that they have really, really suppressed because they're trying to be accepted by society. And so the reason why I had the 3 of you on is because there are 2 generations of beautiful women who have special gifts. And now with the Sister Mary's great granddaughter, who's now experiencing this. And I know with her other daughter, Renee has gifts. And her son, Jabril, has gifts. So it's like this is in the family and it's moving through the family, which is really important because we're at a stage in life now where the planet is saying things have to change. And people who were ostracized or ridiculed because of their gifts years ago and told, don't say that. Don't say that you see spirits. Don't say that because it's not acceptable. And that's not of God. It's not true. In all of the religious texts, they talk about angels. They talk about spirits. They talk about all of that. And so now people who were told when they were younger not to talk about it are coming forward and talking about their experiences, which is really good. There's so many of us who are out there, and people now are beginning to help the planet heal. And I love when I first met your mom over 20 years ago, we just synced up. She said, I'm finally happy that I can talk to someone who thinks like me. And more people now are beginning to do this and think on a higher vibration, because we're all frequency. We're not these solid bodies. We're made of energy. And people now are beginning to understand that. And you have been in very traditional kinds of jobs where you could help heal. Like Diane, you are still in the food industry and you're also able to help people in terms of nursing care. I'm going to have each of you give your numbers out too. So if someone is interested in event planning, Mary Jr. here with the orange wrap on would be an excellent person. And if you also have some issues regarding needing a place to have your loved ones taken care of in terms of funeral arrangements, Mary with the orange wrap is the person that you should get in touch with. She's going to give you her number. Sister Mary is wonderful in terms of healthcare. She's a Reiki master. She's a foot detox person. She's a spiritual advisor and just an all-around wonderful person. And she's on the board of everything. And she knows everybody. Between her, Tahita, we know everybody. Okay, she knows everybody. I call her, Sister Mary, I need this. Okay, Jamila, I'll look it up for you. I'm gonna get my answer. Okay. So if you need foot detox, if you need Reiki healing, if you need to be connected with the people in the Muslim community, the Christian community, she's on the interfaith board, she's everywhere. And she's a world traveler. I always tell her, we need to put an ankle bracelet on you. I never know who this woman is. I've gone to this one, I've made Hajj, I've done this and I've done so. I'm gonna have to put an ankle bracelet because you're all over the world, traveling, and in her mid to late 80s, she doesn't look at how good she looks. Has not slowed down. These three are taking dance classes, and when we go out, when I've gone out to dances with where she has been in the other two, all three of them. This woman drops down to the floor. She's better than the Beyonce. I said, look at her. Beyonce was saying, honey, let me just step to the side because you're taking this over. I said, look at her. Dropping down to the floor, I said, okay. And Diane and Mary and their mom go to exercise classes every week. And it keeps them live and vibrant and very youthful. That's the reason why they don't look their ages, because of the mindset and because of the fact that they're so engaged. And this family, just like my godmother's family in Memphis, these are the two families that I have met. No, it's three families I know of. My sister friend Cynthia's family is like this too, where they get along, they like each other, they love each other, there's no bickering. And they are so respectful of the matriarch of the family. Like with my godmother in Memphis, her family is the same way. If she says jump, they jump. Sister Mary, they jump. Whatever she says, because they know that she's working in their best interest. They know that she cares about them. They know that she's kind and compassionate. They know that she's not going to tell them to do anything that's going to be harmful to them or for them. So let me get your information. Then I'm going to have you guys tell some stories about each other to share about what it was like growing up with this matriarch. Okay, Mary, give them your contact information. Mary is the person who's the event planner. She's the person who is the embalmer, and she's a former banker. See, when I become the billionaire that I'm set to become, Mary, you're coming out of retirement, honey. You're gonna manage my money. You're gonna manage my money. Okay, I'm
Oh, I can
telling
do
you.
that. I can spend other people's money well and manage.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm putting you on blast. Okay, everybody, this is global. This is going global. Okay, you're coming out of retirement, so
Okay,
give
for
them your
event
information.
planning, the number is 404-625-6161 or ghines6430@aol.com.
Spell it for them. Spell it for them.
Hines, HINES 6430@aol.com. And for the funeral service, that's Hines Home of Funerals, 404-792-2400. And that's 595 Westlake Avenue, Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. All right, Mom, you're next. Give them your contact information.
Okay, it's my home number. Call me on my home number because you'll be able to leave me a voicemail if I'm not there. My home number is 404-284-3757. And I keep my home number because you can leave me a voicemail and I can call you back, or you can email me at Salaam, SALAAM 45@gmail.com. But I prefer that you call me on my home phone. And I take appointments. I do detox by appointments.
Mm-hmm.
And the Reiki class too. I mean the Reiki treatment.
Yeah.
Call me, make an appointment.
Yeah, you have to call her because I told you she needs an ankle bracelet. She could be over, in Ghana somewhere or Burkina Faso. So leave her a message, okay? All right, Diane, you're next.
Telephone number is 678-266-2093. My email is dianehines429@gmail.com. Check me out.
And if you have a person who needs a personal care assistant,
Yes.
a lot of people are aging now. We are, and parents are too. She's the person because I know this is becoming an increasing need that people are having their parents and their spouses experiencing dementia, some other things. So she's a personal care assistant, and she could be a valuable assistance to you. And if you're having an event and you need someone to help you with your event, she can help you with that in terms of food preparation and all of that. She would be excellent in doing that and keeping you full of laughter as well. So now, in a few remaining moments, give me some stories, ladies. I can give you some stories of Mom. Give me some stories, short. Okay, give me some stories. And growing up with this beautiful lady.
Growing up.
Mm-hmm. With this beautiful lady.
Well, this one, when we were smaller, it doesn't matter how old we were.
Yeah. Small, whatever comes to you first.
Well, my sister Mary, me and her had my auntie Maddie. So we had went to Walmart to go get her some stuff for her, like house shoes, underwear, and stuff like that. So her and Mary went in the store. I stayed in the car. So here she comes.
Hey, we were frozen. It's a little unstable. So when it unfreezes, we can come back with a story. But Diane was sharing a story with us about how she and Mary were together and the aunt had come around, wanted them to go into the store. And then, so she's going to come back because the screen froze. That's one of the things about technology. You just never know when it's going to unfreeze. Okay. So you were going to the store
We went to Walmart. I think we had just come from the doctor's office.
She had cancer treatment.
She had come from cancer treatment, my auntie. So we stopped at Walmart to pick up. She had messed up her clothes, so Mary took her in the bathroom to change her clothes. But got in there and she sat down. She just went all over herself, not intentionally, but it was so bad. They had to shut the bathroom down. You could smell it all over the stove. She come back. I can't do it. I can't do it. You got to go do it. She gets in the car. And I had to go back there and clean her up and try to get her. I was so embarrassed. Then to bring her back out. She's sitting in the knowing car laughing. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Oh, Mary didn't help you?
No, ma'am. I would never forget that.
Well, see, Diane, that's the reason why you're the personal care assistant.
Thank you.
And Mary's in banking. Mary's in banking. She can't handle that. She can't handle that.
I mean, I said, what? Sharon the same way. Mama, I can't do that. Even when I used to work, people would come get me. No, Miss Hines, I can't do it. You know how you can clean. I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And they just do it.
Yeah, but that's the reason why a lot of God chose you for the profession that you're in, because you have the compassion and you're able to do it, Yeah. So Mary, tell us a story quickly.
I guess the story we always laugh about is that my mom used to work the night shift from 11 to 7. Baby, 10:30 come, she gone. Party is on. Party is on, and we rocking it. We rocking it.
Nothing bad.
Nothing bad, but we just had a good time after 10:30.
We never gave her any trouble, no problem.
They was taught well.
Never got a whoop.
It was taught well, and they never brought any babies home. That was a blessing. That was truly a blessing,
Yeah, that is so true. That is so true. And for you to have 5 living children and not have problems and not have the authorities at your door, that is a blessing.
Yeah.
And for you to be as tightly knit as you are, that's wonderful. So, Mom, tell us a story about these two.
About these two?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Now, Diane was you don't have too much. Only thing I tell about her, right now, you see she's taken all of her hair off.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thinks she may have cancer, but she don't. She just wanted it off. But when she was small, she had a head full of hair. Yes, I used to have to plant one side one day. The next day, I'll probably have to take care of the other part, and the next day, probably the other part. Because she was very tender-headed, but she had so much on there. Yes, she had so much on there that I can always remember that. And she was the only child that I had born at home. She was born in my mother's kitchen.
Wow.
Probably why she could cook.
Don't have a middle name.
Yeah, don't have a middle name.
And she said, no, she doesn't have a middle name. But she was the only one of my children that was born at home. Yeah, she was born in my mother's kitchen. Yeah. I never forget that. My mother gave me so much black pepper tea to try to get her here, because they say you give black pepper tea, that would help bring the contractions on.
Mm-hmm.
I drank so much black pepper tea with her, but finally she got there, and I thank God she's been here 71 years.
Still looking good.
1 year.
Still good.
It's in the genes. It's in the genes. In the genes. Yeah. It was serving Mary. And then Mary, Salaam, and Mary Hines, many me's. You can tell. All of them have the same eyes. So I said I can tell Mary, Salaam's children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, granddogs, cats, they all look alike.
when they got to remember about Mary, I think we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, is when she was pregnant with Star. That was the firstborn, right? With her firstborn. And that morning she had gone to the doctor to get checked up. We wasn't in the doctor's office maybe 5 minutes worth, 5 or 10 minutes. And he said, take her to the hospital, take her home to the hospital. She was ready. She was ready. And I'm going down 20, just blowing my horn and trying to keep up from my heart was just pounding. And we finally got to Crawford. Jamila, you won't believe it. Time we got to Crawford Long, honey, they had to push her in that baby came. Oh, that was a blessing. Because she liked to be born on I-20. I never
when Greg fell out. Greg fell out.
We'll forget that. Because I'm telling you, it was something. We were blowing holes and da-da-da-da. Oh my God. That's amazing. It's really amazing.
Yeah, we got some stories.
But like
good stories.
So like I said, they're wonderful. She made it 64 years. Well, this year she'll be 65. So that's a blessing. That's truly a blessing. Truly a blessing.
No, it's really, really good. Really
and
good.
I used to,
Excuse me, 65.
on my bio, I think that was a little off because I'm 88 years old as of now.
Whoa.
I have
Mom's 88.
88.
And Diane 71. And Mary 65. When would you be 66 this year?
Renee is my baby. She'll be 63 in October. And Deborah will be 70 in August 5th. August 4th. Try to keep up with them. And my son, he's 73. He just had an amazing class 55 class reunion about 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, like good, whatever you're drinking, continue to drink it.
It's been a journey. And I just like I tell people all the time, we have always known where each other were, there's not a time, but I don't know where, And my children, as far as I know, they wasn't out in the street, drinking and clowning and staying out having the night and all that stuff. And my grandchildren don't do that now. They try to go to each other's house, and enjoy themselves. So I'm grateful. I'm truly grateful. And I always tell people positive thinking. I people's mind too. Thinking positive, because every negative thought, it affects your body.
It does.
Yeah, most people don't know that. They get upset, angry, out of attitude, and stay mad for weeks and months and years. It's affecting your body, So think on that, think on that. And we was talking about the spiritual side. I think maybe during slavery, we'll talk about, if you can discern things, they call it what you call voodoo, all that kind of stuff. That's true in a sense, but Almighty God gives you that spiritual insight. We just got to learn how to tap into it. We just haven't tapped into it. But once you tap into it, and when it comes, it's beautiful, because the spirit still, around. I mean, our ancestors are watching you, and it's wonderful. And I always said, I may be wrong, and I ask God to forgive me, but I think her granddaughter of more. I just believe that my daughter that got hit by a car when she was 5, because she was very unusual. I just think she's living her life through my granddaughter, through my great grandchild.
Yeah. Because
People
you said
believe in these spiritual things, but it's there. It's there.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know I do. And you said that your daughter, the baby that was killed with the car accident when she was young, told you she wasn't going to live a long life.
Mhm.
Yeah. I remember you telling me that. She said, I'm not gonna be around a long time, you know. And people tend to dismiss what children say, but a lot of times they know and they can tell you. So yeah, she probably is.
People, uh, if they read their Bible, they can see where a lot of these things. Take Jacob, Joseph's father, how he told them how to go and find Joseph. He knew that something had went wrong. So read
Mm-hmm.
Joseph. Joseph had dreams. And he
Mm-hmm.
interpreted dreams. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I did right there in both books. You just got
Mm-hmm.
to accept it. Accept it.
Yeah, that's true. And it's not, that's who you are. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's
Things.
who you are.
Just about it.
Yeah. And I think people are now coming into understanding of that. So now in the few minutes we have, ladies, because we're going to edit some things, tell me one line, what do you want people to leave with people? Just one in 30 seconds or less. Mary Jr., what would you like people to?
I would like to leave with you to live, laugh, and love. Party with a purpose, but plan for the end of the road. Thank you. Peace and blessings.
Okay, Diane.
Well, my purpose for everybody just love yourself and always put God first and then yourself, and everything else will fall in place.
True. Mom.
I'll have to say, put your creator, you may call him by many names, put him first in your life. Do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. Love yourself. Enjoy yourself. You know,
Yeah.
learn to make your own self happy. Because, if you don't want to take me to the movie, I go by myself. You don't want to take me bowling, I'll bowl by myself. So,
Yes.
learn to make your own self happy, because the moment, I tell people this all the time, Jamila, the moment is all you got.
Yes. The present time.
We may not leave this broadcast.
Yeah.
Enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Live
Yes.
in the moment and enjoy the present.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Ashe, Hotep, Namaste, and so it is.
Hey.
Thank you, beautiful queens, with the mother queen and the two junior queens. And there are two other junior queens, Deborah and Renee. And then there's a king,
Yeah.
Robert, okay? And their children and grandchildren. So it has been such a blessing. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. And I'm just so excited about this because I know people are going to definitely enjoy this episode. Mom is 88 years young.
88.
88 years young. Diane is 71 years young.
Yes.
And Mary is 65 years young.
Yes.
So it's just a blessing. And they don't look their ages at all. Age is just a number. It's
Yeah.
just a number. So we have to realize that. Don't let people put their shoulds on you about age. That's why Great Lives on the Rise is doing so well, because we're not allowing that to happen. You don't look a certain, no, what is that supposed to mean? You are as young as you believe you are, and you don't have to try to keep up with people who are younger. You just keep up with yourself, whatever makes you happy and does not hurt someone else. Okay? Do it.
And learn to dance. I've been dancing this since I was 4. If you don't use it, you will lose it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Beyonce, you better watch out, honey, because you got strong competition. You got strong competition. All right, ladies. Love
Thank you for
you.
having us.
Thank you.
Love you.
Namaste. Namaste. Love you. And everyone else, subscribe to Great Lives on the Rise. Go to the website if you're interested in becoming a guest speaker. Contact me. The information is on my website. And until next time, be well, and happy, and dance. Okay. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Gray Lives on the Rise, being brought to you by Jamila Sense, which is the product line of Oyende Enterprises. Jamila Sense is a 100% natural aromatherapy line that heals the mind, body, and soul. This episode of Gray Lives on the Rise was intended to uplift you, to inspire you, and to motivate you. Please tell all of your friends, family members, and anyone you know who's 50 plus, who's living a vibrant life and interested in doing more and enjoying life even to its fullest. So thank you, and please subscribe, like, and comment on this video and all our videos. Thank you, and until next time, until our next podcast, namaste and be well.